Okay, great.
Welcome back to another episode of the Zuriel Show. This is episode 13, and we're featuring Robert Malenya, Peru. Now, Robert, let the people know who you are and simply what you do.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel, for inviting me. I'm excited
Welcome.
joining the session. This is my first time having or joining a podcast session, and I'm really excited getting to basically just have a chat with you and share my story. Um, uh, don't worry if there's sometimes I refer to myself in the third person. Just understand that it's a story, and I'm really trying to I'm really
Of
trying
course, of
to
course,
basically just describe what where I am and where I'm coming from.
of
Now,
course, of course. And
um,
I appreciate the honesty. I love that.
great. Now, I am
Great.
Robert Malenya, Peru. I'm a marketing professional with over 7 years experience in sales and marketing. I graduated from campus, my undergraduate degree in 2012. And immediately after that, I joined one of the biggest digital TV operators in the country, StarTimes, where I worked initially as a sales and marketing assistant for a year. Actually, I joined in 2013 and I left that position at the end of the year. And then I was
Yeah.
promoted to the position of brand manager, whereas I was in charge of
Congratulations.
building the brand from the initial stages to up to where it is right now. That is from 2013 to 2019,
Yeah.
where after working, basically doing a lot of brand awareness, crisscrossing the country, building the brand equity, talking to customers, introducing the product, the
Yeah.
services, and whatnot. That is to the year 2019 when I left in April
Yeah.
and I decided to fully focus on my postgraduate studies. I'm currently working on a Master's of Science in Marketing at the University of
Congratulations.
Nairobi, just to sharpen my skills and also, you see, with theory, you also need a, a lot of practice. So, joining up the two, joining the theory from school and the practice in the real world has been quite important for me.
That's
So I
interesting
left.
to say. That's
Yes,
interesting.
yes,
Sorry to cut you short.
yeah,
What you learned in school in terms of from that transition from
yeah,
getting undergraduate to getting into the job market.
yeah.
What do you say is your key takeaway in terms of the missing gap that is within what you learn in school and what you learned and picked up once you started working? What's that one key takeaway that you picked up from your transition into the workplace?
The one thing that really stands out is now the application. You see, in school, there's a lot of theory. You're given so much background. You're given so much. Okay, let me just call them case studies. But
Yeah,
now having the eye or having the right mindset to decipher whatever you have in theory, now to decipher it and put it in now actual practice
yeah,
is what that what really, the difference actually that's what makes up the big difference between the two. And also
interesting.
sometimes when you're given theory, let me say as a from the undergraduate, you are given the introductions and the case studies, but
Yes,
when you actually go now to the workplace, there are so many things happening at the same time. So before
yeah,
you actually acquaint yourself with the workplace, with the product, you find yourself if you are to actually just take up what you have in theory and put it in practice, there's
yes,
no time for that. So there's a mismatch. Let
interesting.
me just call that a mismatch. You
Yeah, yeah,
The other thing also to add on that, talking about theory, now that I'm doing a master's course,
yes,
the authority at the workplace and the actual practice, the theory that you're given in school might not be the same. You might have training on a strategic level, but you are working on the decisions. Let me say the
yeah,
decisions are not made by you, or sometimes you pick items where they are. Now it's up to you to now work around them with the authority that you have before now they are raised to the strategy level. So the levels are quite different. In theory, you get an overview
Yes.
of the product from the strategic point of view. But sometimes in practice, you only get a view of the tactical level. So there's that mismatch between the two levels.
Very interesting
That's my
insight.
take
Very,
on the
very
difference
interesting.
between, yeah.
Very interesting. Now,
Yeah.
talking about theory and the practicality of the knowledge that's required to for businesses to thrive, what's
Mhm.
your take on the current digital disruption that a lot of businesses have been forced to adopt? What's your take on it?
I'll relate this to my previous workplace
Yes.
at Startimes. I used to be majorly focused on traditional advertising, traditional marketing, basically the
Yes.
radio, TV,
Yes.
and
Yes.
outdoor. Yes. But now with the disruption of the now infamous COVID-19, so many things have moved to digital to the digital world actually.
Yes.
Right from what you're doing right now, right from just video conferencing to the
Yes.
actual promotion. Um, I, there's so many things that have really changed. Till the other factor also is the dissemination of the information.
Mm.
Uh, we used to rely a lot on doing events,
Yes.
on-ground
Yes.
events, items like activations, trade shows. But now with the digital, the same events have to be done via a digital platform.
Within the virtual world.
Uh,
Yes.
yeah, and actually, it's interesting because I get to meet different people who, in the real world or in the physical world, would have been a little bit harder. But with these also, the modes of reaching the customers have increased, right
Yes.
from your own, from social media to the website to even bulk SMSs is now turning out to be a better platform than some of the outdoor channels we used to have. So the digital transformation has really brought about a lot of targeting. A lot of the audience, of course, is quite huge compared to the traditional mode. Also, the other thing, of course, in terms of cost, it's way comparatively, I won't say it's cheaper, but if you compare the traditional mode of advertising and the digital one, I can
Yeah.
say digital is comparatively cheaper, and also offers better targeting, so long as you have
Yes.
the right content. That is one thing that needs to come out, because I cannot just say I'm using digital and then you expect to be king. No, content is king.
That's
What has just changed is
yes.
the mode
Yes.
of transformation. If
That's very
you
interesting. Yes. Yes.
okay, just please.
Thank you.
Mm,
Two things. I like that you really had a clear definition that you can't just say that we're going to transition into digital and we're just, going to succeed. Because what I see a lot of businesses doing is they take the model that they were using within traditional and simply applying it to digital. Now, what
mm,
I mean by that is they use their digital campaigns as well, their billboards.
mhm,
And what people do, like, let's say, how we're scrolling through Facebook or you're scrolling through Instagram or LinkedIn, you're
mhm,
scrolling there to be entertained, to watch funny videos, to see what your friends are posting.
true.
If a business is simply posting ads as though it's a billboard 24/7, I guarantee you will get close to, of course, if you have a big budget, you will get good results. But as
Mhm,
you said, content is king. And that's what I believe a lot of businesses are missing out when it comes to this transition, that is the lack of knowledge on how to implement the right content, as you rightfully put it. That was a really good point on that.
Yeah, to also emphasize on that, I'll give
Yes.
sorry, I'll give a simple experience, or a previous experience I had with
Yes.
content marketing. Let me just talk about
Yes.
content marketing. There's a very uh, I don't know the right word, because this is also it's going to be shared on LinkedIn. But I met the guy through LinkedIn. I met the
Right.
guy through LinkedIn, and what that guy did, he does motivational speaking and
Yes.
personal branding training sessions.
Yeah.
Basically, that's
His niche where he
way
focuses
his
on.
business. Let me say his
Yeah.
business, and
Yes.
he does this with his own experience. So he shares his experience, and once you actually relate with that experience, you continue to move along the sales. I'm a marketer, so I have a sales and marketing
Yes.
specialist. So
Yes.
when you hear me say items like sales funnel, I know you know what I mean.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
he used his own personal experience, first of all, to capture audiences, to capture interest, so that the market can actually relate to his story. And then once you've related to his story, he moves you to the next step of the funnel. Now engagement. Now he has shared his story. Basically, he has shared content. Now
Yes.
the content is engaging. Now you move on to the next step where you relate to the content. So it's up to you now to reach up to him to get more in-depth or more understanding of his story. And as you move down the sales funnel, he can actually now convert you to a customer. So you see, he shared the content and gradually moved you towards, of
Down the
course,
funnel.
commercialization.
Mm.
Not the other way around, not just putting their images, putting their
Yes.
items that people can't relate with and expect them to be converted to actual customers. So
Yes.
content and the way you share that content. Of course, the media
Yep.
will change. With the internet, newspapers are made bigger with the now internet. TV
Yes.
has been made bigger with the internet. Even outdoor, as much as we say outdoor was traditional, right now with the internet, now you can see what is happening in the United States. So on a billboard in the United States. So internet has just made things bigger. Newspapers, you can now read blogs over the internet. TV,
Yes. Yes.
we were used to local TV stations. Now we can actually enjoy content that is produced in faraway countries. So but the content is key. Before you make people like you have to have what they can relate to. Without that, you're just wasting your time.
Lovely. Lovely. I really like that. One thing I could maybe that's just touch a bit deeper is what got you started to focus on this? Because you seem like you're very well versed. I really like the along with your idea and your structure of how you really explain and break down the world of digital, which is a lot of what I see, just as we talked about the sales funnel, a lot of
Mhm.
people are not following that. That's not even a model that's being applied. It's being talked about in theory, but nobody actually applies it. What got you started to really be, I can say, well knowledgeable in the world of marketing slash digital?
It's interesting, but anyway, you get the reason why as I proceed.
Of
Um,
course.
the chance actually I credit all this to my first professional work experience, because when I joined my employer, the product was still on its infancy stages. So
Yes.
I actually got a chance to work on a product as from the introduction. I can't say it's a startup, but it was a new product at that particular time.
Yes.
So I got to grow with it, got to understand the strategies that are applied throughout the life cycle of this product, from the introduction to building up distribution channels to now working on improving the content to diversifying the product. Because as time goes by, the customers who were your first customers, they now get bored with what you have. Unless you diversify, unless you change the offering, they'll get bored with
Yes.
the product and they'll
Yes.
move on to. And then remember, things are moving so fast. So if you don't act fast, someone else will do that, and you really risk the potential of losing your initial customers to competition. So you have to keep up
Yes.
with whatever is changing. So the opportunity to work with with a company that was growing, and the company really was really appreciating feedback from the market. So just feedback from the market and growth inside within the company, being part of the journey, growing with it, and basically moving to where we are right now. Now, my shift to
Lovely.
digital,
Yes.
like I said in previously, I used to handle a lot of traditional media, and
Mm.
the problem with traditional media is measurement. How do you measure certain items? You put up a billboard. How do you measure the success rate of this
Yes.
billboard? You
Yes.
you do an activation, unless it's actually sales. You, of course, you can measure sales. I sold 1 unit, 2 units, but apart
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
that, of course, an activation has many facets to it. It's not only the sales. There's
Yes.
also the engagement. Now with digital offers you this thing in a nice dashboard, a nice presentation, so you can see how many customers you actually reached, how many customers engaged with your product, how many customers have been converted, how many customers are referring you to their friends. So you can actually see that on a very nice dashboard. Most
Yes.
of these digital platforms offer those options, so you can actually check the success of your product. So moving on from introduction to now where we were to now content. Now
Yeah.
with digital, we were now able to distribute this content quickly, better than of course, for you to survive you have to be better than
You
competition.
have to
So
keep
basically
innovating. Yes. Yes.
just doing it actually practically and seeing the differences between traditional and digital and how quick you can
Yeah.
do that, basically I made me really fall in love with the marketing, and because both digital and traditional. Yeah, so
Yes.
yeah, I think I'll attribute most of it to my hands-on experience with the product.
Lovely. Lovely.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Just to wrap up that point, I like the fact that you measured the fact that you can measure your results when it comes to digital. The thing that always at the back of my mind when I see billboards, of course, there's
Yeah.
a lot of people who are going through traffic and they're going to see your billboard, but how do you optimize that audience? How can you understand that, okay, these are people from, because, as you said, the world of digital allows you to actually track the exact people who viewed your content. Not only that, you send the type of content you want to the exact target market, of the individuals who are seeing a particular piece of content. So yes, the world of digital, if well tapped into, as you've really, really well explained, can change and transform the business models for a lot of businesses. And if, of course, utilized well.
Well,
So just
content,
yes,
content wise.
utilize well.
Yeah.
Yes, utilize well. Yeah. So just a last question as we wrap it up and move on to the next segment. If you could sit down with your 20-year-old self,
Mhm.
what advice or what would you tell him, 20-year-old Robert?
Wow, so many things. First one is take it easy.
Take
Take
it
it
easy.
easy. Yes, you're not in a rush. Life is not a hundred
Like
meter
that.
dash, but
I like
life
that.
is a marathon. And you see, when you're doing a 100 meter dash, what are you doing? You just it's 1, 3, 2, 1, go. Basically, ready, steady, and go. And all you're doing is sprinting. But
Yes.
when you're running a marathon, there's a time for sprinting, there's a time for cooling down, there's a time when you need company, you need pacers, you need people to actually push you. Of course, even on a marathon, you might be the best, but without the pacers,
Mm, mm,
I think we are looking forward to a very nice competition in the next few days. So you need pacers. So take life as a marathon. Don't take it as a sprint. You're not rushing. You should not rush.
yeah.
Take it easy, and whenever things change, be ready to adopt. If there's a time to start as a crowd, there's a time where you need to actually be alone. There's a time where you need people to be behind you, to push you, to bring out the best in you. So basically, analogy of the sprint, the 100 meter dash, and a marathon. My advice, if I could, and I really wish I could, is just to tell the 20-year-old Robert Malenya, take life as a marathon. Understand there are times where you need to be in a crowd. There are times where you need to sprint. There are times where you need pacers to make sure that you are actually moving as fast as you could. And there are times where you need to be alone and to do your thing.
Mm,
Yeah.
wow. Very philosophical and well articulated.
Yeah.
Amazing. I've enjoyed the really words of wisdom that you've given up to this segment. Now, reaching the very last segment that we've introduced, known as the hot seat segment.
Yeah.
So basically, it's 6 questions, and you get between 5 to 10 seconds to answer them. You ready?
No. Do I have to answer all the things, or I can skip some?
They're very simple. They're very simple, but if you feel like passing, there's no problem. You can pass it. Okay? Not much thinking is required in it. Right? First one is, would you rather have an extra $200 a day or have an extra 2 hours a day?
An extra 2 hours a day.
Lovely. Okay. Interesting. Second question, would you rather be incredibly smart or incredibly funny?
Smart.
Incredibly smart. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather be a famous inventor or a famous writer?
Inventor.
Famous inventor.
Yes.
Would you rather know the future or be able to change the past?
Now that change the past.
You rather be able to change the past?
Yes.
Okay, very interesting. Fifth question. Would you rather live without music or live without television?
Live without television.
Okay. And last and final one, would you rather be able to change one thing in your past or have a real get out of jail free card?
Get out of jail free card. I don't want to go back to the past. I've already so yeah. I know it's addictive, but yeah.
Lovely. So the last and final question is, did you enjoy yourself?
To be honest, I did. I was actually very hesitant about this because it is my first time, and also it's my first time interacting with you. But to be honest, I enjoyed. Of course, a lot has to be attributed to the host. Once you find the host is engaging, once you find the host is actually there, present. You know, sometimes you go for interviews or for sessions, and then someone else, the person on the other side looks as though they're distracted or they're thinking about something else. I need to finish this session quickly. So to be honest, I've enjoyed the session. Actually, it's very interesting sharing my story with someone else, a live feed. And to be honest, you're a great host. Yeah,
I've enjoyed it.
True.
It means a lot to me. This has been another episode of the Zuriel Show. Robert, it's been a pleasure having you on episode 13 of the Zuriel Show. Have a good one. Stay blessed, and may God bless you.
Thank you very much. I'm highly honored to be in the show, and I look forward to actually watching it.
And it's a whole other experience watching it. It's sometimes I find it interesting to watch myself. Sometimes I'm like, oh, you should not have said that, Emmanuel. But this one, I really liked it. Really liked it. Yeah. Thank you for your time. And hopefully you can enjoy your success. I rather envision your success with your future plans. Wish you all the best.
Thank you. I look forward to it, and I also wish you all the best in your show. Thank you.
Thank you.